I would like to mention few points before we move forward. This is the second video in Lalita Sahasranama series. The first video addressed slokas from 1 to 10. In this video, we will discuss slokas 11 to 15. You may already have familiar with the information and the meanings presented in these videos. Please do share any knowledge you have that is not covered in this slokas, as it will provide me with an opportunity to learn more about Lalita Devi. Today is July 30, 2025, and 10 months ago I had never even heard of that name before. During Navaratri period of 2024, a spiritual seed was planted within me. I developed an interest in Durga Devi and began searching for her stotras and spiritual videos. In the course of this exploration, I came across an image depicting a goddess seated on Lord Shiva, surrounded by many gods at her feet. I was curious to know who this goddess is. I realized she is Lalita Mahatripura Sundari Devi. As I gathered more information about her and her history, her glory, her greatness, and her magnificence, my attention was increasingly drawn towards her. I came to understand that Lalita Sahasranama is the ultimate sadhana to receive her grace apart from Sri Vidya. I wanted to know the meaning of slokas in Lalita Sahasranamam. I started my research and began collecting information on the subject. I felt compelled to share this knowledge with you so that the glory of Devi may spread across. May you all receive the blessings of Sri Lalita Mahatripura Sundari Devi.
विश्वरूपिणि सर्वात्मे विश्वभूतैकनायकी ललिता परमेशानि संविद्वह्ने समुद्भवा अनङ्गरूपिणि परे जगदानन्ददायिनी ललिता परमेशानि संविद्वह्ने समुद्भवा ज्ञात्वज्ञानज्ञेयरूपे महाज्ञानप्रकाशिनी ललिता परमेशानि संविद्वह्ने समुद्भवा।
ओम श्री ललिता महात्रिपुरा सुंदरी परदेवताय नमः। ओम श्री मात्रे नमः। निज सल्लाप माधुर्य विनिर्भर्चित कच्चपि मंदस्मित प्रभापूर मज्जत कामे समानसा अनाकलित सादृश चुपुक श्री विराजिता कामेश बद्ध मांगल्य सूत्र शोभित कंधरा कनकांगद केयूर कमनीय भुजान्विता रत्न ग्रेवेय चिंताक लोल मुक्ता फलान्विता कामेश्वर प्रेम रत्न मणिप्रतिपणस्तनी नाभ्याल वाल रोमाळि लतापलक्षद्वयी लक्ष रोमलता धारता समुन्नेय मध्यमा स्तन भार दलन्मध्य पट्टबंधवलित्रया.
The Vasanyadi Devatas were created by Lalita Devi. Due to their association with speech, music and Sangeeta, they are referred to as Vak Devatas. Anyone who receives the grace of these Devatas will gain profound knowledge, clarity in speech, and the ability to resolve complex situations, explaining them simply to others. However, their grace is contingent upon the signals received from Lalita Devi. Considering the immense power these Vak Devatas, created by Lalita Devi, influence an individual, one can estimate the knowledge, wisdom, speech and power held by Her Holy Highness Lalita Devi. The names of these deities are Aruna Devi, Kameswari Devi, Kolini Devi, Jaini Devi, Modhini Devi, Nalini Devi, Vimla Devi and Sarveshwari Devi. A positive effect is experienced by those who hear or recite these names at least once a day. The Lalita Sahasranamam originated from the Vasanyadi Vak Devatas, who were the first to recite it. Before we continue, let us honor and pay our respects to them.
निज सल्लाप माधुर्य विनिर्भर्त्सित कच्छपि 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 निज सल्लाप माधुर्य
The veena is a musical instrument known for its superior tone in comparison to other instruments. It generates sounds that closely resemble the human voice. When a skilled musician plays the veena, listeners become fully absorbed in the music and are left in awe. Envision Goddess Saraswati herself performing on the veena, everyone would be completely captivated by it. No one in the entire universe can create music like she does. She consistently plays the Vedas on her instrument, which is referred to as Kachapi. Lalitha Devi's voice is even more enchanting and melodious than the music produced by Kachapi. Basic musical notes sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni are present in this verse. Very thoughtful composition by Vasinyadi Vakdevathas.
मन्दस्मितप्रभापूरमज्जत्कामेशमानसा 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 मन्दस्मित.
Lord Shiva always relishes the abundant beauty of Lalitha Devi. She attracts him with her smile. When Lalitha Devi appeared to Mukha Shankara, upon seeing the smile on her face, he composed 100 slokas, which later became known as Mandasmitha Shatakam. The smile of the goddess grants us wisdom and happiness. Manmada couldn't disturb Parameswara. When he tried, he was turned into ashes. Parameswara is Brahmagnani, and no one can influence him. Such a great yogi was easily attracted by Lalitha Devi's smile. Devi's words and smile provides us with Brahmagnanam.
अनाकलित सादृश्य चुबुक श्री विराजिता 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 अनाकलित सादृश्य चुबुक.
Lalitha Devi possesses a beautiful chin, unmatched by any other. Vashinyadi Vagdevtas were unable to discover anything that could adequately symbolize her chin. Consequently, there is little additional information available in the scriptures regarding this. The chin serves as the cornerstone of the face. In both drawings and sculptures, even minor alterations to the chin can change the appearance of the entire face. Devi possesses an ideal chin that bestows her face with glory and radiance. Only two individuals have had the privilege of grasping the goddess's chin, her father Himavantha and her consort Kameswara. This verse concludes the description of goddess Vagbhava Kutami. The body parts located above the throat are referred to as Vagbhava Kutami. The area from the throat to the waist is known as Madhya Kutami. The region below the waist is designated as Shakti Kutami. Vagbhava Kutami is acknowledged as the first part of the Panchadashi mantra. Madhya Kutami comprises the second part of the Panchadashi mantra. Shakti Kutami represents the third section of the Panchadashi mantra.
कामेशबद्धमाङ्गल्यसूत्रशोभितकन्धरा 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 कामेशबद्ध.
Lalitha Devi radiates with a Mangalya adorning her neck, secured by Lord Kameswara. Mangalya symbolizes the holy bond between two people. When this bond transforms into a celestial union of spirits, they will receive the blessings of Parvati and Parameswara. This is why the chanting of Lalita Sahasranama is conducted during the Gauri Puja before the Mangalya Dharana. Why is Mangalya worn around the neck? The neck contains the Vishuddhi Chakra, which is the origin of speech or sound or mantra. A combination of aksharas constitutes Vakku. Kshara denotes that which is subject to destruction. Conversely, Akshara or speech is eternal. This underscores the importance of the neck, and therefore Mangalya is placed in this area. Mangalya consists of two shutras that signify Adi Dampathulu, which translates to the first couple or the beginning couple. Parvati and Parameswara are inseparable. Devi's Mangalya consists of 3 bundles of threads, with each bundle containing 9 threads. These 27 threads symbolize the 27 nakshatras or stars. Every human birth is associated with one of these 27 stars. In essence, these 27 stars govern our lives. Furthermore, Devi holds control over these 27 stars. The divine gods reside in Devi's Mangalya. They include the Sapta Rishis, the Nava Brahmas, the 4 Vedas, and the Ekadasa Rudras. There is no mention of Mangalya in the Vedas. Only Panigrahanam and Saptapadi are referenced. Her Holy Highness, Sri Lalitha Devi, communicated to humanity through Vashinyadi Vakdevatas regarding the significance of Mangalya in this verse. Subsequently, Mangalya has become an integral part of marriage ceremonies. It is called first ornament for Suvasinis. During the event of Kshirosagar Madhanam, Lord Shiva held a vessel of poison in his hand and glanced at Parvati Devi, contemplating whether to continue. No woman would signal to consume it, as it would eliminate her Mangalya. However, Devi is aware that he is about to swallow the poison, yet she possesses a profound faith in her Mangalya, believing that nothing will befall Lord Shiva. Thus she signaled him to proceed. In doing so, she demonstrated the strength of Mangalya to the world. When Suvasinis offer their prayers to Lalitha Devi, she safeguards their Mangalyas. If a person's marriage is experiencing delays, reciting this verse, with genuine intention and faith, will lead to the manifestation of marriage. The couple will receive blessings from Devi throughout their family life. Furthermore, the wife will not become a widow in future births.
Kanakangada Keyura Kamaniya Bhujanvita 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 Kanakangada Keyura Kamaniya Bhujanvita.
From this verse onwards, description of Madhyakotami starts. Lalita Devi's 4 shoulders are pleasantly decorated with golden ornaments that are worn exclusively for shoulders. Angda and Keyura, each one is called Bhujakirti. They are worn by females for shoulders. They are enhancing the beauty of Devi. Nagavaliyam, Mudrika, Hara or necklace, Kankanam are other ornaments with which Devi is described. These are not mentioned in Sahasranama. One aspect of wearing golden ornaments is to enhance the natural beauty. The gold is a substance that radiates glitter externally. This glitter also goes into the body and helps in building of 7 Mula Dhatus, with which our body is composed of. This is the significance that conveyed to the world. This is why females should wear golden ornaments touching their body. Another aspect can be described as they constantly remained of the responsibilities. As per Puranas, all kings and queens were wearing various ornaments and each ornament represents a specific responsibility. If this particular verse is prayed, Devi guides our hands in the direction of performing good deeds. By chanting of Sahasranama, each word finds its place as an ornament. Devi has given us an opportunity of decorating her with our chants. Let us all utilize this opportunity and travel towards Mukti. As fed golden ornaments help in enhancing our body strength, everyone cannot afford to wear them. This is why Jaganmatha appears with full of ornaments. Visualizing each of her ornaments provides us the strength and health in many folds. These wearings appear to be ornaments to us, but each ornament represents one Mahamantra. Devi is called Mantra Swaropini.
रत्नग्रैवेय चिन्ताकलोलमुक्ता फलान्विता रत्नग्रैवेय चिन्ताकलोलमुक्ता फलान्विता रत्नग्रैवेय चिन्ताकलोलमुक्ता फलान्विता रत्नग्रैवेय चिन्ताकलोलमुक्ता फलान्विता रत्नग्रैवेय चिन्ताकलोलमुक्ता फलान्विता
Devi is adorned with a necklace made from pearls that typically shine a natural white color. However, the pearls in Devi's ornament are radiating a red color. The color of her lips is compared to that of the bimba fruit or a ripe ivy gourd. Consequently, her lips are red, and this reflection causes the pearls to shine with a red color. Ratna is a bijakshar in tantric mantras. Another meaning of Ratna is superior. Pearls are sourced from 4 distinct origins. Among these, the pearls derived from the crown of the elephant's head are regarded as the most superior. Devi adorns herself with this exceptional Ratnaharam. These pearls symbolize the mantra that is superior to all, namely the Sodashi mantra. Throat is the house for the Vishuddhi chakra, which consists of 16 petals. These petals embody the Sodashi mantra, regarded as the supreme of all. Chintaka stands for devotees immersed in her thoughts. Lola stands for people with worldly desires. Those change from time to time.
रत्नग्रैवेय चिन्ताकलोलमुक्ता फलान्विता रत्नग्रैवेय चिन्ताकलोलमुक्ता फलान्विता रत्नग्रैवेय चिन्ताकलोलमुक्ता फलान्विता कामेश्वर प्रेम रत्नमणि प्रतिपणस्तनी 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 कामेश्वर प्रेम रत्नमणि प्रतिपणस्तनी
Devi's physical form is compared with the cosmic essence of Prakriti. Each part of her body symbolizes various aspects of creation. The beauty of Devi is divine, beyond the mere physical attributes that can be described. Devi is not distinct from us, she exists within every person. In this verse, the pure love of Kameshwara is compared with a money or precious stone. Devi receives this money and doubles it and gives back 2 monies to him. This kind of barter or exchange is referred to as Vinimaya Alankaram in the scriptures. An additional spiritual interpretation of this verse is that in order to realize God, one must offer 2 things and receive one in return. Devotees, upon gaining wisdom through the practice of sadhana, relinquish Dvaita to the Devi and in exchange receive Advaita or Siddhi. Moksha can only be achieved through this process. According to Mantra Sastra, Prema Ratna signifies Pranavanadham or Omkaram. In accordance with Sri Suktam, Shreem and Shreem symbolize Devi. When these elements are combined, Om, Hreem and Shreem form a Mala mantra. It is also referred to as Trakshari Vidya. Devi's Sahasranamas contain numerous embedded Mala mantras. This is the reason it is known as Rahasya Nama Stotram. The conversion of Para into Pashyanti, Midhyama and Vaikhari emerges from the throat chakra as Vaku or speech. This conversion is also referred to as Prathifanasthani. Devi is depicted in all 3 of these forms. If japa is performed with this verse, not exactly the same verse, but a modified form that is detailed in the Hrudroga Nivarana mantra found in Mantra Sastram, it alleviates all issues associated with the heart.
नाभ्यालवाल रोमालि लता फलकुचद्वयी 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 नाभ्यालवाल रोमालि.
Life originates at Nabhi. Every individual in this cosmos are connected to Devi's Nabhi. Energy slowly ascends from the Nabhi chakra to the heart chakra during meditation on Devi. This process converts a materialistic existence into a spiritual one. Devi is known as Jaganmatha, and she sustains the entire cosmos with her milk. This nourishment encompasses physical strength, wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual dimensions. The delicate hairline extending from the nabi to the chest is depicted as a vine plant that ascends to the chest, with blossoms transforming into fruits representing her chest. Through these fruits, she grants her devotees knowledge and wisdom.
नाभ्यालवालरोमालिलताफलकुचद्वयी नाभ्यालवालरोमालिलताफलकुचद्वयी नाभ्यालवालरोमालिलताफलकुचद्वयी
Intriguing event occurred in the 7th century. It took place in a location known as Dronapuram, which is currently referred to as Sirkali. A boy was born to a couple devoted to Shiva after a prolonged period of waiting. When the boy reached the age of 3, he accompanied his father to a temple by the river bank. His father informed him, "I will go to the river for my daily ritual and return shortly. You should remain here and wait for me. If you encounter any difficulties, call out to Amma," while pointing to a sculpture of Shiva and Parvati on the adjacent wall. The boy watched as his father entered the river. When his father submerged completely, the boy became frightened and began to cry out for Amma, gazing at the sculpture. Parvati and Parameswara appeared before him, and Shiva instructed Devi to nourish the boy. She replied that the boy would be liberated from Maya. Shiva stated that the boy was born for a purpose and requested her to feed him. She took the boy, placed him on her lap, and fed him with her milk. Once he had finished, he began composing poems and stotras in honor of Parvati and Parameswara. Eventually, he created 16,000 hymns and became known as Thirugnana Sambandar. These compositions were collectively referred to as Tirumurai. However, many of them were lost, and only 384 hymns have survived. He is recognized as one of the most significant figures among the 63 Nayanars. This narrative exemplifies the abundant glory of Devi's nurturing love. The delicate hairline extending from the nabi to the chest is depicted as a vine plant that ascends to the chest, with blossoms transforming into fruits representing her chest. Through these fruits, she grants her devotees knowledge and wisdom.
लक्ष्यरोमलताधारतासमुन्नेयमध्यमा स्लक्ष्यरोमलताधारतासमुन्नेयमध्यमा 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 स्लक्ष्यरोमलताधारतासमुन्नेयमध्यमा
This is a poetic imagery intended to convey that Devi's waist is so slender it is nearly invisible. This suggests the beauty, elegance, and delicate balance of Devi's form. As stated in the earlier verse, the vine creeper has its origins in Devi's nabi. In order for it to ascend to the chest, it requires support. Given that the creeper cannot ascend without assistance, Devi's unseen waist acts as the support for the creeper. Since Devi's nabi with the creeper is visible, it can be imagined that the invisible waist must also exist. As stated in the previous verse, Devi encompasses the whole cosmos within her body. The cosmos includes Urdhvalokas and Adholokas, or upper and lower lokas. Devi's waist serves as a bridge for these lokas and look after them.
स्तनभारदलन्मध्यपट्टबन्धवलित्रया 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 स्तनभारदलन्मध्यपट्टबन्धवलित्रया.
In order to balance Devi's chest weight, the slim waist creates 3 distinct folds. There is a significance for 3 folds at various locations. The three folds on the forehead indicate that the individual possesses the ability to perceive past, present, and future events. The three folds on the throat signify that the person has exceptional singing abilities, capable of performing at mandra, madhya, and tara levels. Lastly, the three folds on the waist denote that the individual is sthita prajna. According to Mantra Sastra, the bijaksharas concealed within mantras are referred to as patta. Therefore, Patta Bandha is understood as a collection of mantras. Given that Devi is considered as mantra swarupini, she is also known as Patta Bandha.
स्तनभारदलन्मध्यपट्टबन्धवलित्रय 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 स्तनभारदलन्मध्यपट्टबन्धवलित्रय
This verse concludes Devi's Madhya Kutami, comprising body parts from neck to waist.